Mana, moko nicha, moko mana, mwavendelia bada. Nave subirinyo bose moko mana, inimoni neko mana. Welcome to the Kidawida, and thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. If it is your first time here, my name is Masaka Mdavida Tiki. Professionally, I am a linguist, and above that, I am a huge lover of languages. So welcome to this platform and feel at home. If you are returning to this platform, Chavcha Nandihi, thank you so much for your contribution to this platform, and thank you so much for your continued support. As you can see from the title of this episode, on today's lesson we are going to learn about the locative ni. So let me introduce the locative ni to you so that you can understand exactly what I'm talking about in this episode. For the linguists in the building, I'm talking about the voiced palatal nasal plus the vowel E. So we have the sound N plus E. Together, they become Ni. So that is what I'm talking about. So the locative Ni in Kidawida is a suffix. What is a suffix? A suffix is a morpheme that is attached towards the end of a word, or it is a morpheme that is attached at the end of a word. So in Kidawida, ni is a suffix. And when this suffix is attached at the end of a word, it marks location in Kidawida. So what we are doing here, we are taking nouns and then we add the locative ni to show location. And depending on different contexts, the locative ni in Kidawida could mean in, at, or on. And of course, we are going to use examples from Kidawida to make you understand this concept. So let's get started. The first noun that we have here is the noun iriko. Iriko means kitchen. So if you want to form this noun using the locative ni, this is what you do. You take the noun iriko and then you add the locative ni. So it becomes irikonyi. And irikonyi means in the kitchen. So you take iriko plus ni. It becomes irikonyi. And that is in the kitchen. You can say this sentence with me. Neka irikonyi. Neka irikonyi. That means I am in the kitchen. So in this specific context, the locative ni means in, inside the kitchen. The other noun is the noun mzi. Mzi refers to a home or a homestead. Again, take your noun mzi plus the locative ni. It becomes mzinyi. That means at home. Neka mzinyi, for example. That would mean I am at home. Msudu. Msudu refers to a forest. And not just a forest. This is a huge forest. And this forest comprises of huge, thick trees. Msudu. So if you want to say that you are in the forest, you will say neka msudunyi. Msudu plus the locative ni. It becomes msudunyi. Please note, we have nouns that end with a in Kidawida. So for those nouns, you replace the a at the end of the noun with letter e, and then you add the locative ni. So let me give you a real example so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So we have the noun kilemba. Kilemba is also a forest, but not as huge as msudu or msidu. So in this case, the word is kilemba. As you can see, the word kilemba ends with the letter A. So what you do, you cancel letter A, replace it with the letter E, and then you add the locative ni. So it becomes kilembenyi, which means in the forest. Neka kilembenyi. That means I am in the forest. And this rule applies to all the nouns that end with letter A in Kidawida. So you take the letter A and replace it with E, and then you add the locative ni. And we have very many examples with this pattern. So the next example in the list is nyumba. Again, it ends with letter A. So what do? Replace the A with letter E, and then you add the locative ni. So it becomes nyumbenyi. Nyumbenyi means in the house. Neka nyumbenyi. That means I am inside the house. Mbuva. Mbuva is our next noun. Mbuva means a garden or a farm. How do you convert this to show location, to mark location? You take mbuva, you remove the a at the end, and then you replace it with e. So it becomes mbuvenyi, mbuvenyi, which means at the farm. Neka mbuvenyi. That means I am at the farm. Ikanisa. Ikanisa means church. What do? You take ikanisa, replace the a with e. So it becomes ikansenyi. Ikansenyi means at the church. Neka ikansenyi. That means I am at the church. The other noun in our list today is chia. Chia means path or road. Path or road, chia. So this becomes chienyi. Chienyi. Chienyi means on the road. So if you say neka chienyi, that means I am on the way. Neka chienyi, I'm on the way. Meza. Meza is a table. So if you have something on the table, how will you say that? Mezenyi. So mezenyi means on the table. Mezenyi. Vindo veka mezenyi. For example, vindo veka mezenyi. That means the food is on the table. Kifumbi. Kifumbi is a chair. Kifumbinyi. Kifumbinyi means on the chair. Nguvoreka kifumbinyi. That means the clothes are on the chair. Choro. Choro means toilet or washroom. Choronyi. In the toilet or in the washroom. Neka choronyi. That would mean I am in the toilet. Nganda. Nganda means a wall, like the one behind me. That is nganda. So if something is on the wall, you will say ngandenyi, which means on the wall. For example, a sentence in Kidawida, kidasicheka ngandenyi. Kidasicheka ngandenyi. That means the basket is on the wall. The final noun in my list on this episode is moda. Moda refers to a river. At the river would be modenyi. Modenyi. Navedaya mach modenyi. That means I am fetching water at the river. Navedaya mach modenyi. I am fetching water at the river. So that is it for this episode, but I have one last part for this episode. So we have very many names of places within Davida that end with nyi, and I'm going to read a list of the names that I have. And if you are a Davida speaker in the building, feel free to add other names of places that end with nyi in Kidawida. So this is the list that I have. Ngiribunyi. Ngiribunyi, this is a place in Davida. Mzwanenyi, another place in Davida. Maribenyi, after Voi, on your way to Mwatate, there is a place called Maribenyi. Msavulenyi, vachavia moko hao. Msavulenyi. Mwachwalenyi, vachavia bado moko hao. Mwachwalenyi. And then Mpizinyi, Lagonyi, Msengenyi, vandu vamwatate moko hao mwechi Msengenyi. Aya, Lwalenyi, Lushangonyi, Vundanyi, Makwasinyi, vandu vakasigao moko hao. Mbengonyi, unia wetu Vundanyi. Iparenyi, vandu vamwatate ajecha msau mwechi Iparenyi. Msharinyi, Mgambonyi, Mlundinyi, Vongonyi, Ngerenyi. So those are some of the names that I had in my list today. Names of places in Davida that end with the suffix nyi. So those are some of the names that I had in my list. If you are a Davida speaker in the building, add other names and let's learn this amazing language together. And let's also learn names of places in Davida together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting Dishome Kidawida. We are so grateful for your support. And let's continue to embrace Kidawida together. Let's continue to support this amazing initiative where we learn, explore, and speak Kidawida. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next one. Bye.